Hello, this is Ashee from Crafting with Ashee and welcome to this video. I have this lovely floral thank you card to share with you today. Isn't it pretty? And this one here is Flirty Flamingo and Melon Mambo, and the background is Granny Apple Green. Isn't it pretty? And this uses a Paper Florist set of dies to create everything. The sentiment though is phrases for all. So let me show you what I've done. So I've got everything, as you can see, die cut here, and what I did is I die cut one of every single die in each of the colours, and you can see here I've got plenty left for future cards. You can see here I've got a lovely here that measured using one of those lovely scalloped petals, and you just folded the edges together to make that. But I decided to do a different colourway for this card, and here I've done Azure Afternoon and Balmy Blue, and you can see here all the dies, and I literally cut out every single die that I have here on the die cut sheet, either out of Azure, well, all the flowers were cut out of Azure Afternoon, and then cut it again all out of Balmy Blue, and then I cut out the foliage, as I said, twice out of Granny Apple Green. And here you can see me just starting to arrange all our different pieces around here, just dividing them up into the different colours that we've got. And you've got some lovely pieces here. As I said, you've got a real mixture of flowers. You can really go to town on what you want to make. There's no right and wrong way to put these flowers together. It really is up to you how you want to make them together. There's no right or wrong. As I said, no right or wrong way. There's no way that has to be put. Now I'm going to start off with these little ones that to my mind look like little tulips, and you can see it's a two-step stamping. It's two-step dies, and I'm just going to use my reverse tweezers, and I'm just putting a little bit of glue on the ends of each of the greenery, and then I'm going to add my flowers to the top just as I want. Just there you go, isn't that cute? And then I'm going to do the same here for the light blue, for the balmy blue. So I'm just trying to find all my little pieces. There we go. And then dobs of glue on the end of each one. I really find you need a wet glue for this. You could try with a dry glue, but to my mind it really doesn't work as well as a wet glue. The wet glue gives you a bit of wriggle room as well. And aren't those cute? You could just use the two of those by themselves on a card and they would just look cute. But time to make some more flowers. So you can see here I'm just picking up pieces and putting them down as I see, as I like, and I tend to just putting a little bit of glue just in the center of each piece so that you can still fluff things up and tuck things however you might want. So there we go, and then I want another layer here on top, and I'm just getting my take your pick tool here, and I'm just going to put this tiny piece on the top there. Isn't that cute? So now I'm looking for a big piece here, or a piece that I can layer up here, and I sort of alternate my bases and my lighter colours, and just taking my time to figure out maybe my orientation. But as I said, there is no right or wrong way, you know. It's really up to you how you want to put these pieces together. It's the beauty of these dies. They are such great dies. I didn't initially buy these dies when the new catalogue came out. These are in the annual catalogue. But I just thought I don't need any more floral flower dies. I've got a ton already. And then I saw a colleague using these, and I'm like, oh, I have to have these, because the possibilities are endless on how you put these together. There's no right or wrong way. As I said, I don't know how many times already now to do it. So it's not like you sort of have to put the dies together in one way and you've achieved a certain flower and that's the end of it. Here the world is your oyster. As long as you have an imagination, as long as you can just play, you can be putting things together however you wish. And you can see here I've layered quite a few different layers up. and I'm just alternating the colours, and I think that looks cute. So I'm not going to put together all of these flowers, otherwise I'll be here all day and every day. And you can see here I've got a ton left, and I have in my craft room a little bucky, a little tub where I keep all of my spare die cuts like this, and then when I need a die cut for a project or something, I can go there first and have a look. So I'm putting these all back in my little baggie, all safe in there, and I've made up about three or four flowers for us to create our card. So this is the stamp set, and it says phrases for all, and we're using the sentiment that says thank you. And I've just got a scrap here of basic white cardstock, and I'm just stamping in Granny Apple Green ink, down and up, lovely. And we're just going to set that aside for a second to dry while we start to assemble our card. And let's bring on our card base. Our card base this time is As Your Afternoon. It is a standard A6 card base. That's an A4 sheet cut in half and then folded in half. And you can see there I've got glue already on my craft mat, however hard I try. And then I've got another piece that measures the same for the outside, but I've put this through the Country Blossoms embossing folder. And I've gone back to my trusty Tombow now for the outside. And we're just going to put that. And this just gives a bit of added interest where there's no other interest on the card. So there we are. Now we're ready to start assemble all of our flowers on our foliage. And don't can't think of the word I want, but make sure you put enough foliage on your card. Don't skimp on your foliage, because it really does make and help to bring your whole design together. So here you can see I'm just going to cut out my sentiment first using my trimmer. And I did this because I want to see how much real estate that the sentiment is going to take on my card, and I just trimmed it out, matted it on a piece of As Your Afternoon cardstock, and then popped it up on a whole load of dimensionals, and just taking the backings off. And then we're just going to pop this in the corner of the card, and then I know how much space now left I've got left to decorate with my flowers. So I'm going to put my 2 sprays of tulips down, and then I'm just deciding where I want my flowers to go, and just looking for and spend some time here if you want, figuring out your placement of your pieces. I've decided I'm going to put down my sprays, and I'm just putting a bit of glue on the base of them so that the top of them still does hang loose, and will sort of fluff up a bit to give extra interest. Now I'm just going to get a dimensional, put it on the centre of each flower, and I'm going to I'm going to put them down. And I've only put 1 dimensional on. You can put more later on but this way I can tuck, as you can see, tuck things in nicely. And then when I'm finished with my design, if I see anywhere that needs more glue or dimensionals or whatever, I can add it at that point, but it's much easier than having to rip up anything later on. So a little bit of glue in the centre, put that there, and once I start going, I just seem to go quite often, especially with the greenery. I just sort of tuck. I don't take too long to faff about it. I know some people do take ages to audition where they're going to put everything, but I find that's not me. But you take as much time or as little time as you want. We're all different, and that's wonderful. Now I'm using some rhinestones here just for my little flower centres, and I think that add a bit of bling really does lift the card. So they're the 2 cards, and you can tell me which one you prefer, the Melon Mambo or the As Your Afternoon. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up so YouTube know, and please do remember to subscribe. If you want more information about the project, you'll find it all in the description box below. So thank you again, and until next time, bye.